Days are getting shorter, nights are getting longer. The perfect recipe to warm us up for the autumn. What do you got?
What have I got? I'm making a gorgeous chocolate beef stew.
I've never heard of this.
With potato dumplings. It's insane. It's really easy to make. It's basically, we're basically going to pimp up a stew, right?
You're elevating it to the next level,
Elevating it to the next level, and then putting these potato dumplings on top, which are so good, you're never going to make a stew again without potato dumplings.
I'm in. I haven't even tried it.
Right, OK. So here's how you do it. This is how we do it.
Montel Jordan.
This is how we do
Montel
it.
Jordan,
Okay.
Irish stew. The segue I never thought would
OK,
happen.
first up, you need your beef. OK, we've got the beef. Why are you laughing?
No, because I just love you. I just love your energy.
OK, so we've got the beef. You're allowed that. That's great. I've got my beef, stewing beef, which I've tossed in flour. That helps brown it up.
Yeah.
And then I put some butter in the pan, which your granny would approve of. Melt that down and then toss it in it to brown it off. Then I take it out. That's step one. And then you brown up your shallots. Now, if you didn't have shallots, you could do it with onions and just quarter them down. That'll be fine as well.
You don't slice them?
No. So the shallots are like little... I like to call them like little cushions.
Yeah.
Because look at them. If you kind of come in closely to them, they're like little cushions, right?
But why wouldn't you slice them? Because you don't need to.
You don't need to because they fill up with all the juices.
And they become sweeter, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They become sweeter.
Well done, Alison.
Thank you.
They become sweeter and they become really soft and full of all the juices and everything. So shallots are fantastic because they're actually less... Like, I love you, shallot, because you're sweeter and also, like, you're not that much...
Is she talking to shallots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you?
No, I haven't got a problem. I was just clarifying. Is she talking to us or shallots?
So that's the shallots and the beef browned off. And then next I'm putting in the rest of the butter. I know it looks like a lot of butter, but actually this feeds 6 people, so we're only putting in a small slice of butter.
You said earlier on, Clodagh, which amazed me, this is a really cheap dish to make as well, no?
Yeah.
You said like
so
£2 per head.
I priced this up, and it's £2 a portion.
Wow.
And it serves 6 people. So that's pretty awesome,
Brilliant.
right?
It's so hearty, isn't it? It's so lovely and filling.
Yeah. And I put in mushrooms. You can use regular mushrooms or you could put in chestnut mushrooms. Chestnut mushrooms have more of a chestnutty flavour. They're actually, when I was pricing this up, I feel like I could tell you the price of everything in the supermarket now. The chestnut mushrooms are only like a couple of p more than the regular ones. And so I think that if you can do it, like get the chestnut mushrooms. Otherwise, like, don't feel like you're missing out. Like, just get the regular mushrooms. But what you do then is you just brown them up a little bit more if they're just regular, so that you get that nuttiness in them. The chestnut comes with the nuttiness. The other mushrooms, you've got to work on it a little bit more. And then I'm putting in lots of garlic, because we lots of garlic. And then you just brown up all these like that, right? And then we're using one pan for all of this, OK? So then what you do then is you get all of this, the beef that's brown, the shallots that brown, and you pop it all in like this, right?
I do like a one-pot dish. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
so much easier.
So much easier.
Yeah.
This is like pure weekend cooking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not
So
sure...
how hot's that hob? Have you got?
It's about medium.
OK.
Yeah, medium high. And I've got some beef stock, right? Or you could just use regular stock if you wanted to. And that goes in here, like that. And then I've got some stout.
So
Am I allowed to this? Will I be murdered for doing this?
No, go on.
One swig
It's your
for the
stout.
cook.
Do what you like with it. What, and then how much do you stick in there?
Don't hate me for this. I know you all want to sip as well.
Yeah. Look at her. Oh,
Get
God, I'm
involved.
living vicariously.
I didn't really sip it, I promise.
Is this going to tenderise the meat, then?
This will tenderise the meat. So I'm putting in a bit of stout. If you didn't want to put in stout, you could just skip all this part.
Why would you do that?
Exactly. Why would you
Doesn't
do
make
it?
any sense.
Why would you do that? Anyhow, so we put in the stout. That
Why would you skip that
tenderises
part?
it.
That's the best bit.
It does, it tenderises, and in stout you've got wonderful kind of coffee flavours as well and caramel flavours, and it really does. It tenderises it, adds more flavour, it's brilliant. And then this is my big secret ingredient, it's the dark
Explain
chocolate.
Why, how? Because everything up to now I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
What does the chocolate do?
So the dark chocolate, historically in like South America and Mexico and everything, they always add them into their beef chilies. And then the French started doing it, and then Clodagh started doing it.
I'm eating this and I can't taste any chocolate at all.
It tastes rich, doesn't it? But
It
in
tastes
nice
like
way.
a smoky flavour.
Right,
And also, can you
get
tell that
involved.
it's like it's that silkiness of it? Can you tell like it's really silky?
It is silky.
So
yeah.
the chocolate brings that lovely velvety silkiness into it. So I said that the stout is optional. The chocolate is not optional. Are you listening to me at home? Chocolate is not optional. No, it really does. It's so good. And then I'm putting in a little bit of thyme like that. And then you just mix it around.
What's the herb
a
you
little
stuck
bit.
in there? What's the herb?
Thyme.
Ah, yeah,
Thyme.
lovely.
If you have time, if you've got a little bit of thyme, you can add that in. Or else you could put in like rosemary, or what else could you put in? Sage if you want to. And then what you do then is you cover that up and you pop it into the oven, about 160 degrees Celsius, for an hour and a half. Let it simmer away. And then when it comes out, this is what I do when it comes out. So this is my stew, my big stew tip. So if you... Do you know sometimes when you're making a stew, it could be any kind of casserole, and your sauce is too thin? Like how do you
what do we
pick it
do
up?
with that?
Yeah, so here's my tip on that. So you remove the meat. So I've taken the meat and all of the vegetables and everything out of it, put in here. Put the sauce back under the heat. It's under the heat now, right? And then what you do is you make a roux. So fancy. This is where you can be like, I am a master chef for making a roux. It's basically just melted butter and flour mixed together until it forms a little paste like that. That's roux. And this is your secret ingredient for thickening up all sauces in casserole. Is my heat on? Am I on?
Yeah, it is on, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say,
So
am I on
you do
fire?
that before you put it in the oven or after?
Oh, yeah, so this has been in the oven for an hour and a half,
So if
right?
so if it's not sort of thick enough before when you take it out, you mean?
So when it comes out after an hour and a half, if it's not thick enough, strain off the
what you
juices
do.
into another pan and then bring it up to the heat like that. Then you get your little paste of roux, pop it in, and then just whisk it through like that. It takes like a couple of minutes or something.
And it's such a simple tip, isn't it?
It's such a simple tip. And actually, when I had the restaurants years ago, we'd always have a tub of the roux made every week. And so for any kind of sauce you want to thicken up, you just like take a little bit out, sprinkle it in, and it
So
lasts for ages.
sometimes I'd use corn flour mixed up in water. Is that the same thing, or would that be...
Yeah, it is similar. Roux just gives like a nicer thickness, or like a, how would you say, kind of like more of a silkier kind of like result to it. We're all in for silkiness.
So listen, McKenna, I'm down with the stew. How do you make the potato?
OK, so then you just put that all back in.
You mean the dumplings?
I'm so excited about those dumplings.
I know, the dumplings.
I don't want to run out of time before the dumplings.
They're
before dumpling 101.
Oh, my God. How much time do I have left? I'm good, aren't I?
Not a minute.
Oh, minute. OK, here we go. OK, so I've got my mashed potato.
Yeah.
OK, I've butter in there, and then I'm putting in the flour, and then I'm putting in flat leaf parsley and thyme, like so. And then what you do is you just mix it all together like that. And this is what a dumpling is, a potato dumpling is. I mean, there's so many different dumplings. This is the Clodagh dumpling.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then what you do then is you pop them all together like that until you get a ball. From glitter balls to rugby balls to dumpling balls, OK? And then you get these, right? And then, this is an important step now, I've just got to show everybody this. And then you pop those on top like that, right? 1, 2, 3, and then that goes back into the oven for a half an hour. And then, guys, come back over here. Look at this. Do we get a ta-da?
Ta-da!
Oh, my God!
Lovely.
It's so good!
Does that steam them?
Yeah, so what they do is they get a lovely bottom that is just soaked up with juice. Sorry. I thought that was going to sound like really...
And you don't overcook the stew by putting them back in the oven, though?
No. The stew can't cook for long enough, basically. It'll get more tender and more tender. So basically, yeah, the dumpling, half the dumpling is like soaked up with all this stewy juice. Incredible. And then the top then is all lovely and fluffy and everything.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much.